Progressive metal as a scene, I think, is thriving more than it ever has. There's so many great bands, but this might be one of the most creatively orchestrated ones I've ever seen. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lowen University. We've done some classic bands the last few weeks. Maiden, The Who, Rush, but we're taking it more modern with some progressive metal from Ne Obliviscaris today from Australia. I've had this one on my list quite a while now, so I'm just getting to it. This is the song And Plague Flowers the Kaleidoscope, a live version from Colorado, but this song is from the band's debut album Portal of Eye, released in 2012. Being in the progressive metal scene a while myself, I've always seen this band's name on different tours and feel like I've been 2 or 3 degrees of separation away, but I've never listened. I've done really no research other than what this song is from, their debut record, so I'm going to go in blind, and I'm excited to check it out. This still shot has quite a few musicians on stage, so let's get to it. And Plague Flowers the Kaleidoscope from Ne Obliviscaris.
So as I said before, we are Ne Obliviscaris. We come all the way from Melbourne,
Ne
Australia.
Obliviscaris.
We have been wanting to come here to the US for so long, and it's just absolutely amazing to
Ne
absolutely hear.
Obliviscaris.
So thank you guys so much.
Trying to get
We
to pronounce it right.
appreciate it. We have one more song for you guys tonight, but before we get into that, over in that back corner over there is our merch desk, and about 5 minutes after this show, we're going to be hanging out over there.
Always go buy the band's merch. Stack up on it. This is where the bands make their living. Have to remind
Please
you
come
all.
have a drink with us, say hello, and we will do our best to
And
come
buy
back
them a
see you
beer.
guys again as soon as we can.
Violin? Interesting.
This one's off our album Portal of Eye. This one's called And Plague Flowers the Kaleidoscope.
I know this is going to have an interesting texture. On top of some metal. Let's do it. This is really cool already. G minor. Sounds like he might distort, have some fuzz on the violin. Really cool. A lot of possibilities there. Oh, headless bass. What is that, a Kiesel? I don't know. Interesting time signature. Kind of hear a I don't know. Was that 5? 4 or 5. 1, 2. Changing up. I'm going to give it a minute. I really like how the timbre of that violin blends with the clean tone of the guitar. It almost sounds they really complement each other. You know, when he started playing, I was like, how is this going to blend? But I can tell this is already kind of being a focal point, which is very unique for modern progressive metal to bring in some violin strings like this. But there's a lot of direction that could go with the stringed player. They could affect it. It could serve as this whole counterpoint kind of thing, depending on whatever else comes in. There's a lot of musicians on stage, so let's keep this rolling. Bass is really moving. Oh. bass is kind of doing that moving part. I can tell the bass line's already going to be pretty involved. I hear a lot of movement. I'm not sure how much this video is going to show him, but this is great stage. I don't want to say choreography, but it's powerful when you establish kind of the vibe of a song like that, and then everybody starts headbanging in sync. You know, we did this in Scale the Summit a lot. It was like, hey, this section, we all need to be in time. We don't need to have one guy bobbing, you know, on 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, and the other guy doing it just every 4 counts. We all need to be in sync. There's something about when the audience sees that kind of synchronized that just really hits it. You can kind of see everyone else start headbanging infectiously, like they couldn't help it. I want to see that moment again because it was really, really cool. Really important stuff if you're in a band. Find the points when you can all join in and have something together. It really resonates with the audience. Watch everyone's heads. Just can't help it. That's a great bass line. Just really subdividing the groove. Kind of close to what he's playing, but just really good. You know, he could just be riding on the tonic, and I think it would take away some of that movement subdivision that's really kind of helping you feel. And of course, adding the visual element with the headbang, really good stuff. You know, a lot of bands do harsh, clean. They kind of switch between them, but there's really something special about when it's together. You know, you had the main singer, heavier vocals come in at first. Then you had the guy playing violin kind of come in and just mirror it with a whole different timbre. It just gave a lot of depth to the way those vocals came in melodically. And of course, I'm hearing the bass player moving a lot. I'm really drawn to that. And it's a playing style that really resonates with me because there's so much more you can do than just ride on the tonic. That isn't going to step on the rest of the band. There's a way to step on the rest of the band if you overplay. Yes, that's true as a bass player, but there's plenty of other ways you can do it that complement and elevate the progression. And this is the bass lines he's playing really are evoking the kind of the way the chords are linked together. And he's just doing a couple simple notes around the scale. We're kind of an A minor. Heard like a G-E-G pull off there. Really effective stuff. Ooh, yeah. I love that. It's powerful. Somebody's sweep picking? There it is. Woohoo! So far, I get a lot of Opeth vibes, but just kind of on like shred steroids. Opeth, they're not about the flashy, showy, technical side of the playing, even though, albums like Ghost Reveries and Blackwater Park had a lot of technical riffs. But I like the really wide dimension of timbres this band has so far. The dual vocals, harsh and clean at the same time. And I wouldn't even say the guy playing violin is a clean vocalist. He has more of a pure rock sound, but it's kind of blended in with that really brutal screaming, which I don't hear a lot. It's really cool to see them together. And then they go right out of a vocal phrase, and he starts in with a violin lead. Do you call it a lead or a melody? But I don't know. Going from the violin to then a guitar lead, there's just a lot of options for timbres. Just so much potential in what they can do with their instrumentation, and I'm really drawn to that so far, and they're really blending it well. And this could be a recipe for disaster with as many different musicians as they have to get really needlessly complex. But I love how they can come together for that kind of section A minor that I keep playing. And I think I got the notes right on that bass part. Yeah, E, D, G, that's the fill he's doing. And they all kind of come together. All the guitar players are strumming that A minor, and the bass player is kind of leading the movement. So they could all be playing a bunch of complex stuff, but they're bringing it together for the singularity and the power of that section. Really cool. Stopped on the A.
Thank you guys so much. We're Ne Obliviscaris. We'll see you guys next time.
Okay. Wow. Whoa. Okay, lots happening quick. I want to see this double stop part. Sounds like we're still in A minor, but he's doing some double stops. And I love that he's... Okay, I picked coincidentally a good still shot. Sounds like he's using the thumb down on this lower pedal tone. Open A. I can't really tell when bands are down tuned. It's hard to watch because then I have to figure out if the note I'm hearing is the fret I'm seeing kind of thing. But let's just assume they're in standard. Open A on the pedal, and he's doing the double stops here. So if we're in the key of A minor, it might be like... Really cool. Let's hear that break again. Something like that. Really, really neat. And I love that they just exploded with some really technical stuff. Let's keep it going. Oh, yeah. Sixlets. Kind of like Metallica's One, a little da-da-da-da-da-da, but they're kind of making it a little more technical, and kind of the phrasing of it's a little more... Really cool. That's a really neat little effective thing, a little cymbal choke there. I like that. Gotta get better with my pausing and rewinding. Bass player's tapping. I saw it. Just waiting for him to show it. Come on, go over here. There's a really cool bass tapping. You could see it for a second. This is kind of a longer video, so if I feel like I'm less accurate when I start skipping. Some two-handed tapping. I saw him reaching over and doing something. Sounds like just some A minor arpeggios. That kind of stuff. Really wide guitar chords here. You just hear it. Yeah. Thing that's getting me so far is that, you know, I not to reuse the quote from the last Iron Maiden video a week or so ago, who's playing lead right now? The answer is yes. That kind of applies here too. I kind of hear some new musical figure come in and I'm like, is it the violin? Is it the guitar player? Is it the other guitar player? Is it the bass? And I kind of heard that tapping for a minute and he got really high. I was like, is that a guitar? Just lots of possibilities here. You know, this instrumentation for me being in a band like this, it's like, wow, there's so much we could do songwriting wise, but then it's like, it's almost a challenge to just make it fit through two speakers. So many layers that are possible. And they're doing a really good job of passing the stick, as you say, with kind of who's in the spotlight, who's doing a more supporting role. And it's challenging to write for an ensemble like this, where there's so many things that could serve as a lead figure. But again, they're balancing it really well. Just really like the symphonic nature of it. I'm not going to call this power metal, but they have a lot of those big, just epic kind of transitions. Every twist and turn has some kind of new epic element added. Drummers rock solid. Woo. For a second there, that kind of sounded like the notes were arranged in a way that a violin would play. It kind of has that timbre. Really cool. And I just kind of realized he's not holding the violin. I didn't see when he put it down. I'm really trying to catch the few shots we have of the bass player because he's doing some really interesting stuff as well. Sounds like we're in E minor. Woo. Very nice. Little bass feature. Again, I kind of said it a second ago. They're doing a really good job of giving everybody some space sonically to shine. A little feature for every instrument. He picked the violin back up. I'm losing track of when he has it, when he doesn't. And I'm kind of just listening for it because a couple times already it came in. I was like, oh, that's a guitar. And I'm like, oh, nope, it's the violin, which is a very neat way to use it. Catch this little bass melody again. This was really tasteful, really light jazz touch, really good, tasteful phrasing. He's kind of going up and down E minor. Really cool stuff there. He has amazing fretting technique. Just real good position management. Oh yeah, tasty. Cool angle. Unique thing I want to point out here. So if you go back here, when the guitar is going down those kind of arpeggios, let's see right here or so. Hang tight, let's see. This part. Okay, you have the guitar player here going diddle 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 diddle, kind of tremolo picking the notes in that arpeggio. Then you have the bass player who's just playing one version of that as the note changes. So they're lining up. Bass player's only playing one attack. Guitar player's doing it really fast. Now, a little story. When I was recording an album with Scale the Summit, we were in an argument one time about, is it necessary for the bass player to mimic that speed on the guitar? So whatever, let's say it's whatever it is, we A-B'd this. Hang with me. There's a story here. I did two versions. I recorded the faster one that this particular guitar part for the record was doing, and then I recorded one that was playing it more like he is now, where he's just going. And we A-B'd them, and the take that won each time was the one where I played the single note. And I kind of thought about it and was like, it's all physics-based because bass frequencies take a little bit longer to resonate. They're lower frequencies. It's purely physics, right? So by plucking faster like that, and if you're in a metal band, you're trying to match a guitar speed, the guitar is always going to cut through because it's higher frequencies. You're going to hear it. The bass, you're almost kind of cheating yourself with diminishing returns because before the note can really even speak, you're cutting it off with the next one. And you end up with a lot of extraneous kind of... You just kind of hear this on the take, whereas you lose out on that clean, pronounced chord tone because you're trying to go, and you're just getting a lot of extraneous noise. So, I'm not saying that's how they arrived to orchestrate it that way, but it just kind of caught my ears that the focus is kind of what the bass player's doing, just that lyrical, arpeggiated thing, and then the guitar part can come in and play it a little faster, and it blends perfectly. Just a little thing I thought I'd share. So if you're ever in this situation where you're like, should I match the speed of a guitar part? Try this out and see which sound better. Because to me at the time, it was like, oh, that must mean I'm copping out and can't play it as fast. No, it legitimately sounded better playing it the way they're doing it right here. It just sounds balanced. That's epic. Okay, this has got rad really quick. He's way up here. Really, really cool. It's bold to take out the entire bottom end, bass guitar-wise, and go up there for that lead. Again, as I keep saying, great job at just rotating the range and spotlight and kind of roll of each instrument. Cool progression. Kind of cool. Kind of like dueling lines, almost like vocal counterpoint, harsh and clean. Okay, really cool. He's in the zone. Look at his face. On it. I've always wanted to do that.
Never let me hear you!
Wow.
Thank you guys so much. We got Ne Obliviscaris.
Very cool.
We'll be back soon, we hope. Thank you.
So I'm looking at the credits here. Has everyone's name listed. Bass player Cygnus. I gotta look this guy up. Fantastic player. Really great chops. Really good intuition on where to put the bass parts. And I feel like it never lost the bottom end. Again, there's a lot of musicians on stage that can fill lots of different octaves. I guess there's one bass player, but I feel like even when he went up and took some more lead type of parts, it didn't lose the bottom end. And it could have just been mixed that way. They might have some programmed synths in there running in the background, because this is a big orchestration. But I really liked what I heard. It kind of reminded me of, again, a lot of the things I love about Opeth. It kind of had that epic Devin Townsend kind of thing at the same time, which I just saw Devin Townsend live back in June. Great show. Great show. So this kind of reminded me of a happy medium between that. Great orchestration. I kind of want to hear these guys on the studio recording now. This is their debut album. I see they've released 4 albums, so I need to dive in. There's a lot to dive into here and pick out. And it kind of reminded me of BT Bam in some certain ways. Just the way the bass just was as upfront as anything else. That's very kind of Dan Briggs-ish. So I'm just comparing to bands I know, but really unique sound, really unique niche within the progressive metal community. So really excited to check this out. And thanks to all of you who requested it. I know this request has been sitting on my list a while, but really cool to watch. Please like the video, comment what other modern progressive metal bands you would like to see me cover, and please subscribe to the channel. Love you all. Cheers, and we will see you next time.